Okay, continuing in Siman Kuf Samach Aleph, the dinam of Chatzitza by Mikvah. Okay, test. Tizar lahasar koydem tvila hanazamim v'atabois. I got two shilas today about this. You got to be careful to remove the earrings and rings before going to mikvah. Even though we just said that if she wanted there, which jewelry women wanted, they said really don't have to remove it, right? But we don't want anything foreign on the body. So today, two women could not remove their rings, and they're having a very hard time to remove the rings. So they really got to try and remove it. Problem is, then it's very tight. So yeah, so that's a whole shiloh exactly what to do for them to try and get it off. You try and put soap there, and all those type of things, and lubricants, and yeah. Otherwise, then you got to really ask a shiloh. Okay, so that's by rings and jewelry. Yud. She has to clean her teeth before the tefillim the matzihu the matzeh ben shina shiurei ma'achal, because it's normal to find food in between the teeth when you eat. If she finds something or it's stuck to it, also tefillah doesn't work. And there are those that are knowing not to eat basar. Because the meat gets stuck in the teeth. And they say chicken too. They were chashed that even if she cleans her teeth, perhaps there's meat left in there, minig yafu, and that is a good minig. It's interesting. He makes it sound like we can be it sounds like it's optional. We're really pretty strict with this. I mean, obviously, if it's necessary, then it's okay. But we try and be pretty strict. Fine. But if it's a tefillah, let's say with Shabbos or Yom Tov, basar tizor lenakar b'yoysa. But it's Shabbos and Yom Tov where it's a mitzvah to eat meat, so we're not going to tell her not to eat meat because she's going to the mikvah. So she has to be careful to clean it very well. And every woman is got to be careful not to eat anything between the prep and the tefillah. And the whole Yom Tefillah she shouldn't be busy with dough or wax, nothing should be stuck there. But on Erev Shabbos, if her derech is to knead the dough for herself for Kavod Shabbos, she shouldn't stop that because it's a mitzvah. She should wash her hands very well. Nowadays, we say that they should use gloves. Somebody was actually texting me right before the shir about mikveh Friday night. I'm going to mikveh tomorrow night. So a lot of people like to make early Shabbos and go to mikveh afterwards, which is very schwer because you did all the mikveh prep. Now you're going to eat. So there are makilim on it, but it's not great. It's not great. Lamaisa, if it's a big tzarech, then we allow it, but they have to read to the teeth. Yudalef, Isha sheyesh shein teseves. A woman who has false teeth, Tisha l'mayra ra eich tetzag b'tefillah. This is what Jesse was saying before. You have to ask how you know with the tefillah. I am saying do tara. Okay, fine. B'chein sham be'isha sheyesh stimas aver b'nikvei shina. Let's say she has a filling in her mouth. V'ayin b'sever may neither. Some goes out of ches. B'sever shut ben yitzian. Fine. B'chein isha she mukha b'shever. You have a woman who has a shever. That's what's called a prolapse. Right? Meaning it's not it's dropping out of its normal position. But nice tabas barachman, she has a ring inside, a pessary they usually call it, right? So then tasa shayla, she has to ask a shayla because lamaisa it's way inside the body. This is the same thing they have something called the nuva ring, which is a type of birth control. It's a ring that stays inside the body. So most places can hold that should be removed for mikvah and for the hefsek tara and one of the bedikas. Fine. Yud Beis Leisecha is Bachavarta B'Shas Tefila. She should not be holding on to her friend when she's table. If she lo yavoy or ma'im b'makam ha'achiza, because where they're holding on to the hands, then the water can't get there. She should tovel her hands in the mikvah first. Not with strength and not very tight. Like a medium, and that is the way it can be tovel. That applies also to tvilas kalim. You want to tovel a kli, but you don't have a basket in there. You're afraid you're going to drop it, so you put your hand in the mikvah or wash your hands first, and then you loosely hold the kli, and that's fine. You should not be tovel where the floor is muddy, because we're afraid of chatzitza, because the mud will get in the toes. This is one of the reasons why not to go to the mikveh in the ocean. The minig is to be makel, because stam mud in the water is not so thick. But the mud that's on the edge of the river, that sticks with the ragla, when she comes to the river, before she toivel to diach heitev ragla, she should wash her feet very well, menatit from the mud, meaning she should try and wash off the feet once she gets into the water. But nowadays we have Crocs and stuff like that, so you go with them to the water and then slip it off. If she can find something to stand on, like a little stool, you have to ask a shaila. Why? Because you can't stand on them in b'shas tefillah because it's a kli, and you're standing on a kli, and you're not allowed to makabel tuma. Whatever we'll see in the next siman. Yudah titbal b'kaim skufa. Shouldn't be standing straight because then there's going to folds in the skin are going to end up being hidden. Don't bend over either. Until, meaning if you bend over, then you're going to have all the skin that are going to touch. You should bend over a little bit so that the hidden parts of the erva will be seen. The way it would be seen when she's kneading lasha tapas, when she's kneading dough, ma'at, you spread the feet apart. This chazik in order to do it strong. And then when she, like under which she's nursing, so you want to lift it up a little bit. And she shouldn't move shouldn't move the legs too much. And not to move the arms on the body too much. Should be the way when you walk. And if she does bend over too much or stand up, right? It doesn't work. Because it makes like these folds. You have to make sure that the water is above the stomach 3 tfachim. Because then you can toivel properly. Because otherwise you have to bend over. And let's say it's a very shallow water. Sit down slowly in the water until the neck. You want to make sure that when the body's outside of the water, there's no folds. If the fold happens once you're inside the water, that's not it's not going to be bazik. Because the water already went there. And if it's very low, your tefillah is like laying down like a fish. But you got to make sure that the whole body with the hair is under the water. You don't have to open the mouth so that the water goes in. But don't like clench it more than it's kedai. And if you jump, I'm sorry, not jump. If you clench it, too much. The tefillah is no good. You just have them kissing each other. The lips, just make sure they're not too open. Dibuk Bainani, a middle, like, not too, like everything else. Everything's got to be in the middle, not too open and not too close. Let's say she puts the hair in the mouth. Because the hair does not go on, the water is not going to go on the hair. Don't close the eyes too much. Makes folds. Not too open. Because it makes folds above. You just close them loosely, like we said, by the mouth. You got to remove any mucus from the nose, even inside. But anything way up in the nose is not a chatzitza. And you got to remove the junk from the ear. If he has to go to the bathroom before. Check to make sure you don't have to go to the bathroom. Not gedolim, not katanim. So she doesn't have to hold herself in. And then it's not considered roy for water to get there because it's being tight. But the avid ain't it's not. Get the shiloh lot, the post, they call up and say, or they text, I did this, I did that. For the avid, it's all fun. Yudches like titba ba'avak sharagleh, no toweling with the dirt on the feet. V'im tavla, if they did, im haya avak rak tak sheviru b'mayim, if it's very thin dirt that the water
No,
removed
stop
it.
that. You're
Also,
dying. You finished. Yudches is after Shabbos. Sorry, my fingers don't mute fast enough.
Okay. Fine. I hope
Okay.
we were aware of that. I hope. All right. Everybody should have a fine night and a good Shabbos.
Shabbos.